Former President Donald Trump was injured in an assassination attempt at a campaign rally yesterday in Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump, who emerged with a bloodied face, said he was shot in the ear and described feeling a bullet ripping through the skin. Despite his injury, Trump managed to continue addressing the crowd briefly before being escorted to safety by his security team. He was later treated at a local hospital and has since been released, reassuring his supporters that he is recovering well. President Joe Biden today called for unity, saying the shooting is contrary to everything we stand for in a televised statement from the Oval Office at 8 p.m. ET. Biden expressed his condolences to the victims and their families, emphasizing the need for Americans to come together during this turbulent time. He also highlighted the importance of safeguarding democratic processes and ensuring the safety of public figures. Biden announced plans to visit Butler, Pennsylvania, later this week to meet with community leaders and first responders. The FBI is investigating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism. A motive is still not known for the deceased shooter, identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Authorities are scrutinizing Crooks' background, including his online activity and any potential connections to extremist groups. Friends and acquaintances of Crooks described him as a quiet individual with no known history of violence. Investigators have also found a manifesto in Crooks' home, which is currently being analyzed for any insights into his motives. The shots were fired from an elevated position outside the security perimeter for the venue. Sources said the weapon was a semi-automatic rifle, and law enforcement is investigating whether it was purchased by the shooter's father. A preliminary investigation found the shooter fired 8 shots, with several striking the stage and nearby attendees. Ballistic experts are conducting tests to trace the origin of the rifle and determine how it was obtained. A spectator, former firefighter Corey Comparator, 50, was killed after having shielded his family from the gunfire at yesterday's rally. Comparator is being hailed as a hero, with tributes pouring in from across the country. Local officials have announced plans to honor Comparator's bravery with a memorial service, and a fund has been established to support his family. 2 other people who were injured are now stable. They were taken to a local hospital where they received treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. Their identities have been withheld at the request of their families. Security measures at political events are now under intense scrutiny. The Secret Service, along with local and federal law enforcement agencies, is reviewing protocols to prevent similar incidents in the future. Experts suggest that increased security perimeters and advanced surveillance technologies could be part of the solution. In response, the Department of Homeland Security has announced a task force dedicated to enhancing security at political rallies and other high-profile events. Political leaders from both parties have condemned the attack, calling for a reduction in inflammatory rhetoric and an emphasis on respectful political discourse. This incident has reignited the national conversation on gun control, mental health, and the safety of public figures. Congress is expected to hold hearings on domestic terrorism and gun legislation in the coming weeks, with several bills already being proposed to address these issues. In the wake of the attack, Trump supporters and detractors alike are reflecting on the deeply polarized state of American politics. Analysts predict that this event could significantly impact the upcoming elections, with security and terrorism becoming focal points of political debate. Campaign teams across the political spectrum are reassessing their security arrangements, ensuring that all necessary precautions are taken to protect candidates and attendees at future events.